We obviously have 4 more games, gentlemen. We only went over one of them. And so the next game that we're going to be looking at is going to be a, I can't believe I'm saying this, a space Western universe, and it is a top-down action RPG. And we've got Dimitri Bailey coming on to talk about his new game, Drake. So, oh man. Right. Okay. Welcome to the show, Dimitri. How you doing, man?
Hey everyone. Sorry, you caught me just in the middle of my journey. My name is Dmitry, and thanks for the opportunity to be here. So let me introduce Drake, not the rapper, but our narrative-driven action RPG about space cowboys and outlaws. So, but before we dive deeper, I want to make a short shout out to my team, if you want me. Without those brave people, the game wouldn't be possible. And these are my friends who have supported me in the past and continue to do so now. So everyone has a previous experience with game development, and we are now combining our knowledge together. Initially, like 6 years ago, it was just 2 of us, me and my friend. We decided to make our own game. I'm a huge fan of CRPGs like original Fallout, like Arcanum or Baldur's Gate, of course. And Arseny is my friend. He's an action person. He loves fast-paced games like Hotline Miami and Helldivers. Sure. So that kind of stuff, and we wanted to blend those 2 concepts together to make our game feel more like top-down Mass Effect, with great replayability and meaningful story choices. So let's jump right into the trailer.
I'm ready.
Yeah. Yep, that's it. So let's proceed. I want to talk more about the story and the world itself.
So this game has a whole story involved within and everything. Is that right? It seems like kind of a post-apocalyptic type vibe.
It's more like a distant frontier, and you're the colonist who try to live there.
Okay.
So yeah, it's a distant world, a planet named after an astronomer, Frank Drake. So we are like 400 years into the future, and people just started to expand the closest stars. And Drake is a world with enormous deposits of a mineral called amber. So this mineral is very valuable because it is used for life extension therapy, which is essential for interstellar travel. So Drake is full of prospectors seeking fortune, huge corporations, and political forces fighting for these deposits. And your protagonist is one of the prospectors. But one day you find something much more valuable than amber. It is an artifact that can lead to eternal life. So this puts you between a rock and a hard place. With each faction on the planet is racing to obtain this artifact, and you're in the way. So we were deeply inspired by Firefly, the Expanse series, and Cowboy Bebop, of course. So Drake is a space western world consisting of small stories tied together with this narrative about the cost of progress and the power it holds over life itself. And because game is narrative driven, story influences the gameplay a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and this tie all together. So let's move on to the gameplay, I believe.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yes, gentlemen, we are going to be trying out the game and playing it ourselves. No, not yet. I didn't know that you had a slide for the gameplay.
I have slides,
Okay.
I have video, I have everything.
Holy shit. Okay, you are prepared. And by the way, can I just ask right now, how many people do you have in your team that are working on this game?
It's like 8 people that working constantly, and some people that helping us when the help is needed.
Mm-hmm.
So we rather small team, but we are all friends. I have a lot of experience in visual effects production.
Okay.
And I was like,
as evidenced by the background. Clearly.
I was a motion design freelancer for 12 years, and all these team members are my friends from previous work.
Awesome.
Before you jump into gameplay, I'd love to ask a question about narrative really fast, because as you had kind of described inspirations pulling from games like Fallout, Baldur's Gate, or the likes, with a game such as this, with kind of like that narrative, how long do you expect that to last within gameplay? Because I know for an indie developer, aiming for like 100-hour plus long storyline like Baldur's Gate 3 or other narrative games may be a bit of a stretch.
Yes. We're mean to a rather small playthrough, but with wide replayability. Like 15 hours to complete a game, but you have different choices and different endings and different ways to see this story. Something like that.
That's great for replayability.
Absolutely.
Yep. So narrative and exploration mechanics we developed first, like branch dialogues, quests, notes, puzzles, hacking, cutscenes, and so on. The combat system is currently in progress. We want to make it interesting and enjoyable with various types of enemies, different kinds of weapons, and tactics you can use in fights. Also, the character creator is just around the corner, and we've prepared a really cool design for the roleplay system. So yeah, here's the video, and it's already further away, but the meaning of this roleplay system that we prepared a level that you can roleplay actually. So you have a different path to complete it, and you can like straight like a sharpshooter, you can shoot everything, shoot your enemies and break into this station, or like an engineer hack into the station and avoid fighting with bugs, making these puzzle solving sections. So yeah, and depending on how you play this level, you will award it by certain traits that will enhance you further. This exact playstyle you choose, it will be enhanced by traits.
So actually, I wanted to ask about that. So the trait progression system, can you elaborate on how it works and how does it impact replayability?
Yeah, it is deeply connected with the story itself. So making major choices in a story, you will be granted with award with these traits. Like at the end of previous video, there was a situation when this girl Solo, she just betrays you, and you can choose like to shoot her, to spare her, or like give up. And this will lead to the major change in the story, and you will gain a trait with this choice. And depending on how you choose to play this level, if you like kill every bug, you get a trait because you shoot well, and you will shoot even better, and this kind of stuff. So you build up gradually over the progress through game. Yeah.
Cool.
How many of the NPCs in the story can you just shoot?
Everybody?
Whoa! All right.
I want to make it to be everybody, but we have these hubs, like these cities.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure exactly. Will you be able to shoot everyone in this city or not?
Okay.
Probably with the progress of this story, there will be segments when you can't shoot everyone, actually. But yeah. I from the old games, I love to just put my intelligence to 0 and try if the dialogues will change.
Yeah.
Like in all Fallout, yeah. And I love that thing, and I want to implement the choices when you will pass the game without single shot, and the ways like when you just talking with NPCs, avoiding fights. Sure. Yeah, and when you like doesn't tell a word, just shooting everything and like fast forward through the story.
So then I guess, do you have your, as you mentioned, different endings or different story outputs essentially, do you have it kind of aligned either per profession or per, I guess, trait tree, or is there like your universal good ending, universal bad ending, neutral ending, wacky, there's a dog in the control room surprise ending?
So I think, I don't know, I have a slide just at the end of my presentation. Yeah, this crazy stuff. So it is a technical slide that my developer sent me to impress everyone. I don't know half of the things happening here, but I really know what happens on the right corner where this large tree. So this is the situation you meet in the game, and the lines, it is your choices. So
it's a narrative decision tree.
Yes. So you go through this story and you come to this end. So it is dependent on what you choose, actually.
So this is interesting, because if you look at the bottom, how many different endings are there? It seems like there's like at least 10 out of that.
It's like 10 big endings, and of course it's also dependent on what you done before.
Okay.
So it's I think it will be 5 different locations even where you can end the game. So yeah, something like that.
Awesome.
A question I'll probably ask everybody that shows up on the show today, but who is your target audience for Drake?
I think it's players who love these kind of story-driven games like Baldur's Gate 3, of course, when it was a blast when it came out. Rogue Trader, yeah. It's people who love sci-fi, especially this space western stuff. So it is a lot of fantasy RPGs out there, but not so much these sci-fi RPGs. So I want to actually I'm how is it called, physician by myself, so by education, and I like sci-fi a lot, these distant stars, and it drives me crazy, and I love to see more games about it.
So then I'm going to just throw this question in really quick, because again, as you've mentioned, some of the narrative tying in with Baldur's Gate 3 or Fallout, honestly, I think sometimes Mass Effect, for a lot of those different narrative games, some of the biggest pulls for them was the romanceability of other characters. Is that anything that you're thinking of plugging into this game? You could unlock a huge community and audience there.
I want to.
It's a great question.
That's what you're looking for investment here today? Romanceability?
Yeah, what's the stretch goal
you'll
for that?
You'll see. Okay,
all right, awesome.
We can jump, I can talk more about, let me just, some words about the production. Okay. We've been in production for quite a while, and we've pivoted a lot. experimenting with the visual style and gameplay, and eventually we got to the point where we could show something cool. So our idea was, if we start showing our progress early, very early, the players will help us find the right path and make our ideas even better. So in 22, we released our first public demo and delivered a couple of updates. And the reception was really cool, and the feedback was very useful for us, making game better and better with each iteration. And now we prepare a new update that is almost around the corner. So my word to the audience, if you want to help us build this sci-fi RPG, please wishlist the game. So play demo, give us your feedback, and join our Discord to stay in touch. We're really trying to be super open to the community, and being here is a great opportunity to show ourselves. Yeah. But also we came for some money, right?
Oh, yeah. Speaking of that, so what do you want?
Yeah. Our most requested feature is a character creator.
Okay.
It will be template-based, allowing you to choose between different predefined body types, head meshes, hairstyles, and colors. So for 750, any of you can put your appearance into the character creator.
Okay.
Yeah, and if you decide to support us even more, and we exceeded $3,000, we will put all three of you in a special location called the Founders Mountain to set your support in stone.
Okay, and all right. Yeah, we have one of these.
We also have a special bid for the audience. So if we exceeded 5,000, our next demo update will come with a Twitch integration. This means you'll be able to vote for major choices in a game for your streamer and bring some chaos into the playthrough, because gameplay is tied to this story, to these choices, and it will be fun to let audience to decide how you'll progress. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for your attention.
Absolutely, yeah. Are we going to be able to play this game, by the way? Like, I'm not sure exactly what the idea was.
We have a demo. I don't know if you have it.
I know I do. I'm not sure. Is there a way I can get directly into the combat for this? I'm not sure if production has this set up.
Yeah, you can skip it. You can skip all dialogues and cutscenes and straight forward to the combat. But yeah, I want to tell you that combat is pretty rough right now.
Okay.
So we're working on it, but you can try.
Okay, I'm just trying to get an idea. Like, so you can actually play and try the demo out right now if you just go on Steam. Is that it?
This exact demo is available on Steam.
Okay.
Yeah, you come closer to this point of.
So what happens? Because he's killing me.
Away.
Okay.
You will die. Yeah, if you press right mouse button. You will take your weapon and will be able to aim.
Okay, yeah, my DPI.
With left.
Okay, I got it now.
Yeah.
Okay. This makes a lot more sense. Like, I hate to say this because it just sounds super stupid, but I'm literally playing like this with the mouse in one hand.
You're able to play with games. Yeah.
Okay, great. Yeah, I wasn't sure if this was like a demo or anything, but yeah, I just wanted to give the viewers and everything an idea of like just kind of what to look for, what to expect, and you know, now I'll actually use keyboard and mouse, and yeah, this makes a lot more sense.
Oh yeah, you broke something.
Yeah, there we go. Okay. So you can shoot these guys and like basically, obviously I can't go through everything because this is just the beginning of the demo. I just wanted to give people just a quick little idea of what to expect with the game. And you can try this out. How long is the demo?
It's like 15 to 30 minutes, depending on what. We have three predefined classes right now, instead of this whole trait system, just to show the idea. So the class you choose, it is a sharpshooter. So he's limited with dialogues. The guy, that engineer, he has additional dialogue options, and he's about like to solve puzzles, and the guy negotiator, he has the most he can talk everyone to death, something like that. So you can play through like 3 of them and see how different classes like influence the gameplay and influence your passing level. And you have different options how you can access this station, and different consequences when you choose like to spare or to shoot her, and that kind of stuff. And what you do on the station itself, I won't spoil it much.
Okay.
You will try and see.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's very interesting. I feel like any game like that. I recently went and I played Undertale, and one of the really cool things about it to me was like hearing that if you did different things, the entire game would be different and it would have different endings, etc. Because, you know, I'm basically usually like a live service multiplayer online game Andy, so I don't really play a lot of other story games like that. So being able to see something and try it out for myself was really kind of interesting. So it's interesting to see you guys doing the same thing, and especially I feel like, you know, with this game, I mean, you guys are in a really great position because a game like this is reminiscent of Baldur's Gate 3. Helldivers 2 just came out that has a lot of the same vibes as this game. I mean, this is some really good timing for a design like this.
Thank you.
Well, absolutely. And yeah, again, guys, if you want to wishlist the game and try the demo yourself right now, it is Drake on Steam. There's a QR code, or you can just look it up right there. And Dimitri, Sibs, Avli, you guys have any other questions?
Nothing for me, but awesome stuff. I'm not usually a fan of top-down overall for games, but I had a lot of fun with Drake this past weekend.
Yeah, I'm absolutely looking forward to learning more about the game and seeing more come out of your team for development.
Yeah, thank you. Events like these are a huge opportunity for indies, and you're really doing the right thing. I hope you enjoyed Drake. Wishlist it on Steam, play the demo, and see us, Space Cowboys.
Well, hell yeah, man. And yeah, thanks a lot for coming on the show, and good luck with finishing the game. Well, yeah, I think that went pretty well. I mean, that is so, like, how the fuck do you get so lucky to where you end up making a game like this and then Baldur's Gate 3 and Helldivers 2 comes out at the same time? I feel like that is so insanely lucky. Where it's like 2 of the biggest and most popular games come out are like half of one of your games and the other half of it.
So that's actually something that I'm curious about, and I'm kind of interested in Sib's opinion on this, because at the moment, listen, Dune just came out, alien space planets with bugs and sand, that's the hot
You saw the
thing.
sandworm?
Yeah, sandworm. You have Helldivers, where it's all about squashing bugs and robots, as well as Baldur's Gate 3 coming out with a huge narrative. So depending on when this game is able to be released, do you think it's important for them to try to push out the game so that it could be kind of with a topical and trend as soon as possible? Or do you think that it's more important to give them a little bit more time, but then also potentially risk it not being like the hot topic of the moment?
Right, so that's a hard one from a publishing perspective, right? Because like most publishers will go, nope, you need to hit a certain window now because that's when your game is going to see the biggest impact.
Absolutely.
And they wouldn't entirely be wrong, but there is also the idea of a game is ready when it's ready, right? And that is something that does matter. We all know that matters. We can point to some very recent examples of games that, you know, needed to just push out at a certain moment, and it was not what any of us expected, right? That is just not the best foot forward. It's really trying to find that mix, and if you really have to sacrifice one for the other, make a great game.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah, I think a really good way to look at it is like, Sibs, I totally agree with you, is like there wasn't really a big vibe for what Helldivers 2 was until Helldivers 2 came out, and then there was. Nobody thought that a game like, and maybe not nobody, right? But like the idea of a turn-based game like Baldur's Gate 3 just completely sweeping the entire, like every award and everything, I don't think you could have told people that was going to happen. And then if a game is so good I don't even think it matters if it's topical. It's like if Elden Ring comes out 5 years from now, it would still be crazy. If Dark Souls came out right now, it would still be crazy. But I do think that there is, you know, there's like a multiplier effect. Is like, if they did release it, obviously you're right, that would go insane if the game was actually feature complete and ready by that time.
Always just something to consider, but also something that's really cool for a lot of our indie developers to be able to work on their own timelines if they are just truly working solo. So more power to them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Be the one who drives the chaos. Don't be the one following.
Yeah, set the standard. Be the trend. You know, don't follow it. Exactly. And we are going to be moving on to our other games as well. But before we do that, we do have a quick little video from Ally. They are our sponsor, and they're one of the reasons.
But then don't forget, Drake, we could be on a mountain, gentlemen. We could be
on a
mountain.
On the Mount Rushmore. You're right.
Yeah, that does sway me because I'm pretty vain.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah.
I think I've got like right now I've got my tentative where I think that I'm going. So I don't know how should we do this? Should we go game at a time, or should we go everybody's votes and then go one by one? What do y'all think? Do you want to do one game at a time? Because like, yeah, I think everybody, like, we're all at 500 for Bean Beasts. I feel like that's pretty fair.
Yeah, and I think going game at a time is a good idea.
Yeah, okay. All right. Okay, and it looks like, oh my god, look at the chat poll. Loya and Roguelite are very, very close to each other. And yeah, I mean, some of these games, like, it's always so impressive to me to see the solo devs, man. The solo devs making these games happen is nuts. I feel like for Drake, I like the game. The reason, like, so I would give 500 to Drake. And the reason why is because this is a game that has gotten, this game came out at the same time of Baldur's Gate and Helldivers 2, when it's about Baldur's Gate and Helldivers 2. Like, I'm sorry, like, that's so lucky. Like, there are a lot of games. I like the game. The game played relatively well, right? Sure, it's a good combat game, and, you know, it's got the storyline. And so, yeah, I would give $500 to Drake.
I'll match that 500. I think Drake is an interesting one. For both Drake and IAH, I was really surprised how much I enjoyed both. I'm not a top-down person, and I'm definitely not an RTS person when it comes to IAH, and I probably, of the 5 games, played the most of IAH.
Right. Yeah, I think that's very fair. I mean, for me, like, it's such a hard decision for me, because, like, the way I have it, like, structured is, like, I have one that I'm giving a lot of money to, and then the other ones I'm giving, like, you know, 3 different tiers. And so it's like, I think for me, if it wasn't, like, I'm gonna give, okay, oh, Avali, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Yeah,
no,
you want to give your thoughts on Drake?
Please keep going, because I'm trying to do math in my head.
Okay, you're thinking it out? All right, cool. Okay, so I'll go to the next one then.
Please.
I really like the concept for IAH. I absolutely fucking love the concept. I think it's so interesting. It's so well designed. It's it's so unique. And so I want to give them $1,000. And I almost want to give them even more. And I'm still thinking about it, because I think that game is so unique and so interesting. I've never seen anything with, like, that type of a concept. And yeah, I just think it's really cool. Like, anytime I see something that's totally new like that, I want to give it, you know, a pat on the back. Like, hey, this is really good.
I agree. I'm torn right now between, with the last 4,000 and the last 3 games.
Yeah. I know.
I mean, I will easily give IH $1,000.
There it is.
And then, I don't know, should I be jumping around the games or no? I can wait.
Okay,
you can go to the next one if you want, or Avali, you want to go?
I can jump in. I'm gonna alter mine just a little bit. I know that I said I was gonna do 500 towards Bean Beasts, but I really like that game and I want to support the dev. So can I bump mine to, I want to drop 1,500 with Bean Beasts?
Holy shit!
Yeah, I want to. This is a fantastic game. Like I said, this is a game that I would play. So I know that's going over what they're originally asking. But again, I really like the game. I want to support it. I want to support the dev. When it comes to Drake, gentlemen, that mountain will be ours. I'm going to drop 2 to get us to that 3K to get us to Drake.
Are you kidding me? Okay,
yeah.
Fine. All right.
Six says he wants to be on a mountain, Asmon.
Yeah, hey, I'm not complaining. That's fine with me.
Great.
Okay.
So now I have 1,500 left. This is what I'm going to say. If both of you guys are contributing to IAH right now, I probably won't put in a monetary contribution, but what I am willing to do is if they would like any connection with any type of collegiate clubs that are focusing on gaming or esports that they would like to use as a connection to hit the computer science programs or any other programs, I am more than happy to make those connections for them. And so that's what I'm willing to offer in terms of support.
That's a lot. That really is a lot, especially for a small developer like that.
Absolutely. So now I'm thinking between Loya and Rogue Blight, so I'll allow you two to go again if I do my math.
Yeah. I mean, I know what I want to do with the last of the money. I want to give Rogue Blight 2,000.
Okay. All right.
And I'm going to give 1,000 to Loya. But the other thing I want to actually offer Loya, it's great to build a game for yourself, right? That is a huge deal. But I would like to offer my services on helping you craft out your target audience composition.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. Yeah. I mean, because I think the question with that, I feel like that's very insightful for a game like this because it's you make a crafting game that's survival, that has jumping puzzles, that also has pet collection. How do you lock that in and really kind of go after a target audience? And I feel being able to narrow that down would probably be incredibly helpful. So that's extremely generous.
No, thank you. Absolutely. And happy to do it. Yeah, I would love to see, a game like Loya that's being developed by a solo dev find its moment in the sun, so to speak, find its audience. And, without talking about other games too much, there has been a lot of games that I've been reviewing that have the build your base is coming with you. It's a great mechanic, but it is a mechanic that is going to be heavy in the marketplace come 2025 and beyond. So I want to give Loya that little extra step.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you're seeing a lot of games like that, especially with the success of games like Pow World. Everybody's trying to come in there, and I've even seen there's Azure Lane, a gacha game, is trying to go in there and do the same thing, right? Combine that with Genshin Impact, so there's a lot of competition in there. So they're going to need all the help they can get. And for me, with Loya, I think I would also do 1,000. The reason why is that one dude from France making that entire game over 6 years, 2 more entire biomes planned, the fact that a lot of the ways that the game is designed is not extremely frustrating, except for that one ladder jump. But other than that, it was, pretty crazy to see the way that the dodges and everything fit together. And I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that a lot, right? I mean, I didn't really have to go up to the top and try and do that, but I felt very compelled to do that, and that was impressive to me. And not to mention the idea of a walking house is pretty cool too.
It's a lot of fun. You guys, I think we took it off my screen, but I ended up figuring out how to walk as the house, and I was having a blast going up mountains.
Yeah, there you go.
But okay, I think I know what I'm going to do with the rest of mine. I am going to take $1,000 of my 1,500 that's left, and I'd like to put that into Rogue Blight as well. And the reason for that is because they want to, they want to pay their artists. And right now in the industry, we've seen a lot of kind of people underpaying artists. Oh, can we just use AI art? And I'm like, absolutely not.
Yeah, what artists?
Oh, I would love to support Rogue Blight with their art, and of course, give my remaining 500 to Loya. So I think that's what I'm going to do with the rest of my money.
Nice.
So I think I did the math wrong. I'm going to be honest. I think I did the math. I don't know how do you do that wrong. But anyway, it seems like I have more money than I thought I did. So I would give the rest of mine to Rogue Blight as well. I mean, the Souls-like games, I'm a huge fan of those, and I feel like that's really where I would want to give a lot of my attention and a lot of my care to would be that. Absolutely. Yeah. I especially like any game that whenever I get done playing it on the show and I'm like, oh fuck, I wish if I did it again, I wouldn't have died there, right? Like, because that was 100% what I was thinking. I was like, I can't believe I died on this in front of everybody like an idiot. Like, there's 3 things this guy does and I did 2 of them wrong. Mount Rushmore, you know, why don't we talk to Dimitri as well, and you know, see kind of how he's feeling about everything, and you know, if that's going to unlock some of the new narrative plot points and everything else. Dimitri, how you doing, man?
Yeah, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. I want to say thanks to my team, to my wife and parents for supporting me these my endeavors. So yeah. Yeah, and thanks for all people in chat. We write down all your questions and ideas. They were very crazy, like, does this game have a horse? Is there fishing? Can you pet animals? Can you romance a snake? Yeah. So yeah, thanks for support to you, Asmon, Nobody Sips. We will try our best to give you a great game. And yeah, and this month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, congratulations.
We already started to make the concepts. Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, great. Yeah, congratulations. And again, Drake on Steam. You guys can check it out. Thank you very much for coming on the show, and congratulations.
Thank you.